welcome to Write This Down. I'm David Waterhouse. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a prayer meeting that felt powerful, voices raised, tears flowing, atmosphere thick with emotion, and yet a week later, nothing has changed? The sickness was still there, the burden was still heavy, the breakthrough never came. We have confused soulful prayer with spiritual prayer. We have mistaken emotional intensity for kingdom authority. But the Bible never measures prayer by how it sounds to human ears. James 5:16 says, "The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much." Effectual means effective. It produces results. It gets the job done. Too much modern prayer is built on feelings. We gauge our prayer time by whether we felt close to God. But if our prayers never produce manifestation, never bring revelation, and never demonstrate the Holy Spirit at work, are we actually praying in the Spirit or just talking to ourselves with religious language draped over our emotions? The Apostle Paul distinguished between two dimensions, praying with the understanding and praying with the Spirit. 1 Corinthians 14:15. If you are only praying with your natural mind, your logic, your emotions, you are firing on half-filled cylinders. There is a dimension of prayer the natural mind cannot manufacture. Romans 8:26 says, "The Spirit himself makes intercession with groanings that cannot be uttered." That is when prison doors fly open. That is when healings manifest. That is when the invisible becomes visible. So here's the shift. First, stop measuring your prayers by your emotions. Start measuring them by your faith. Mark 11:24 says, "Believe that you receive," present tense, not that you will receive someday. Second, deliberately invite the Holy Spirit to take charge of your prayer time before you begin. Yield your tongue, your mind, your agenda to him. Third, refuse to settle for anything less than manifestation. The Bible is a book of promises backed by covenant blood. When you pray according to the will of God, expect tangible evidence. You were never called to be a professional beggar whimpering at heaven's door. You were born again into a royal priesthood with direct access to the throne of grace, empowered by the indwelling Spirit, authorized to enforce the victory Christ already won. So the next time you bow your head, ask yourselves this: is the Holy Spirit leading this prayer? Is revelation being released? Is my faith reaching into heaven and pulling the answer into the earth? We need to get back to the basics. Pray the Spirit, believe the word, expect results. If this bless you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. To read more about this, see the link in the description below. God bless, and I'll see you in our next video.